You ready to do some PeopleSoft development? Welcome back to my channel. I'm ready to do a little bit of PeopleSoft development and was hoping you could join me. Maybe you'll learn something, maybe you can point out something I'd do better. So please feel free to comment and let me know your thoughts. But I started a development tool last time. I really just kind of talked about my ideas and how you would do tracing. And so now I want to build a page and get a place to put the buttons and stuff to turn on and off tracing. Some of the stuff I talked about in my last video. So I was hoping you could come along and join me as we do that. So I'm going to flip over to App Designer right here. And I've got a new project, a blank window. And so let me go ahead and create, I think I'm going to kind of start at the top. This little kind of popped out here so you can't see it. Let me create a component to be my top level here. First, it's not going to have a search page, so I need to come in here and say installation for the search record because there's no keys on it. Uncheck add. I do want this to be a fluid component, so I'm going to click fluid mode there, and my component should be ready to go. I can't quite save it yet because I don't have a page. So I'm going to say new definition. Let's do a fluid page. And I'm just gonna pick the default layout page here. How about this one right here? Choose this one as my template, and it's gonna ask me to save it. So I'm gonna use this SKP. How about we just turn this off here? There we go. All right. So always have distractions. Each video I'm trying to get a little bit better and better with my different things. So that's one of the things I can improve. So let's save this page. It is, let's see here. We'll call it trace tool. How about that? Okay. Do I want to save the code? Yes. I doubt there's any code. Just out of curiosity, is there? Cool. The style class is there. Just wanted to double check because I used a template the other day that wasn't. So I hit F7 here, threw it into my project, and I'm gonna save the project while so Alt FVF is the way I always save the project quickly. We'll call this trace tool. So now my project's saved. In my component, now that I have my page, I can go ahead and drop that in here. Okay, so let's change this right here just to trace tool. That's what I meant to do. So we'll save it now. That doesn't work. All right, so component saved. So now I can hit F7 and throw it into my project. So I'm probably done with the component, but let's go ahead and leave it open here. And on my page, what I'd like to do up at the top is have two buttons. So one button's going to be to turn on people code trace, and the other one's going to turn on the SQL trace. So I can lay that out with a group box up at the top. And I'm going to set the label here to column 2, I believe is the style, and then I'm also going to put it over here on fluid. In this group box, I want to be layout only. There it is right there. Okay, so there we go. I've got that right there, and then to make my two columns, one for each button, we need to do, I'm doing this off of memory, that might be a mistake, but I think it's PS column item dash 1 of 2. And I'm going to copy that over here to fluid. Again, I want this to be layout only. So this controls my layout here. And I should be able to copy and paste, Control C, Control V. And now I've got two boxes here. Let me save that. Now I need a record for my buttons. So I'm going to say new definition. record. There we go. Okay, and this is going to be a derived work record because it's just to attach to my button. I'm not storing any data. And I think I could just do link 1 and link 2, use those fields, but I think I'm going to go all out and go ahead and make a special field so we know what the whole point of this is. Let's call it on off, and we can say people code trace. It's good enough. I'm short a character. Alright, so I'll save this. People code trace push button. Okay, so I can drop this into my project. I think I'm done with this field, so let's drop the trace button in, and we can go ahead and save this. Trace work like that. Okay, and then let's create another field here for the SQL trace. There we go, field. Again, same thing. I like using the label default, so if I ever change it, then it doesn't matter. Okay, so this is that one I called SQL trace on off. And SQL trace. Okay, and let's make the name match. So skp SQL trace push button. Alright, F7, drop it in the project. We can close that, and then I need to get my SQL trace into my work record. This work record, I need F7, should put the work record into the project. Okay, so my work record is good to go. My 2 fields. I can't drag and drop because I want a button, so let me click the button off the toolbar and drop this in here, and skp trace work, and we'll say people code trace will be our left button. I'm gonna leave the, you know what, let's do a text for now, and we'll do a standard button just so we can see it working. So these are gonna have to be longer. We'll change this up in just a minute. Okay, and then this one needs to be the SQL trace. Okay, so there's the SQL trace, people code trace. I think at this point I am ready to see it work, at least see it laid out. So let's go ahead and register this, since it's probably going to be a new menu here. I need to go ahead and do that. So I'll create my new menu. It's a standard menu. I need to give this a name, so we'll call it use, just because of the old days, that's the way they used to do it. And then let's drag our component into here. I don't have a search page, so that probably doesn't matter, but I'm gonna go ahead and change it anyways. There we go, and save the menu. Do I have enough space? Cool. Call it Digital Legal Tools. Okay. Alright, so I've got my menu. Before I register, let me go ahead and kind of prepare. So let's hop back over to the PIA. In my portal, I want to create a special folder for this. So I'm going to put it under Digital Legal Services. And let's create a new folder, and we'll call it Tools. Should be good enough, nice and simple. So I'll save that. So this is my folder right here. I just copied it. So let's head back over to App Designer here and go to the component and let's register it. I've already got it on a menu. I'm not gonna worry about permissions at the moment. And sorry about the stuff is kind of cut off here because I'm using Linux, and so running this under Wine makes it look a little bit funky. But so far it's been working great for me, so I'm gonna run with it. I'm just adding a portal registry. I want this new folder here. Oh. I messed up. That's not my folder. That is my menu. There it is, Digital Legal Tools. So that's right. And then this is where I want my new folder. So that's the folder I copied from the PIA. So we'll give it a label here. And then this one, this is unfortunate that it's messed this dialog up so much so you can't read it. So that was the label. The name I don't want to change. The long description, I'm just going to go ahead and say a tool to turn on and off traces along with accessing the trace files. There we go. Okay, and I checked to use the default local node. Next, we'll go ahead and add the registry into the project so that way it migrates. That may depend on where you work, whether you want to do that, and should be good to go. So let me head back over to the PIA here and let's go down to the classic home. And if I look in my menu, Digital Legal Services, Tools, there's my trace tool. And that did not work the way I expected. So if I inspect this, so here's my 2-column. PSC column. Is that not what I put in there? Okay, so that's what I was looking for. So that's that's one of the PeopleSoft delivered style sheets. And it didn't get it. So let's head back over to App Designer. Done with the menu. Have I saved my project? It's acting funny on me. Here we go. Save project. There we go. Okay, so oh, I forgot the N. That's what I did. You guys were probably screaming at me as I did it the first time, hopefully. I did the same thing here. I do know how to spell. Alright, there we go. And this one should be the same. Alright, saved. Control S. PIA. Let's refresh this page. There we go. I got my 2 columns. Okay. So that works good enough. So let's just stop it right there. I'm afraid if I just keep going, we'll have like a 2-hour video and nobody's gonna want to watch that. It needs to be broke up a little bit. So I'm still getting a handle on it. It might be still a little bit rough, but hopefully you learned something. Thank you for joining me. And this is Stephen Phillips. If you need any work like this, please let me know. Shoot me a comment or an email, and I'd love to talk with you about how I can serve you more and build stuff for you. But otherwise, come back and join me. Also look for some scheduled classes out in November timeframe for SpearMC. So if you'd like to take an official class, I'll be doing that with SpearMC. Otherwise, stay tuned and maybe subscribe and see when the next video comes out and we can take this a step further.